it's Nancy, and I'm going to make some stuff. I don't know. There's probably only one person that remembers that I actually said this, Catherine. I had written a list of 5 different things that I wanted to try, and I was going to do it last weekend. So I had little sketches in my book, and yeah, I didn't get around to it because I was just so busy. But I'm going to do a couple of those today. So this is an old tag. This is authentically old. This was actually in a tin that was sort of circa World War I. And there was, half a dozen tags or so. And they've, this one has some water damage. And yeah. So I have inked up the edge a bit. Now, I picked these little papers up yesterday when I was at the antique mall in Hanover. So these are little premiums. You would get these sort of like Canadian Tire money, I guess, if you know what I mean. And here it says copyright 1924 in Canada and 1927 in the United States. The blue ones are slightly bigger, and the purple ones they're nice too. I think I'm going to use a green one for this. So what I want to do is layer up some stuff to make like a tuck spot. Like this will go on a page, and then you can tuck stuff under it, rather than being a straight up tag. So this one was worth 1 cent. This one was worth 10, and this one was worth 25. So I guess I'm going to, I want to fold it sort of accordion shape, but I want to make sure that I have the name of the store centered. And the reason I'm doing that is because I would like it to have some dimension. Okay. I want to cut like a V there, but I don't want to crease that. There we go. I'll just give it a little bit of ink. I did get enough of these that I can share. So I will make up some packages this week and put them in my Etsy shop if this is something that you're interested in having to add to your junk journals. It is unusual. I mean, I've never seen them before. And they are old. I tried to do some research about this store, but there was nothing overtly about Edighofers in Mitchell. There was a son of the store family. The family owned the business. The son was a politician at one time. Okay. So I see his obituary, and it did talk about him working in the family. It was a clothing store, I guess. Okay. Now I want a card, cigarette card. I have all kinds of weird cigarette cards. Not just flowers and butterflies and stuff. These are all... There's some flowers. I want something green. Oh, you're green. You're really nice and green. A yellow iris. Okay. So this is Sunday. I have to think about it. I also have a ton of cigarette cards. So if you have a hard time finding them, let me know, and I will put... I've had cigarette cards in my shop before, but not for a while. Okay. Now I want to do a little bit of vintage lace. So I've got this. I got a piece of lace. This came from a handkerchief. I cut it off. And I want to narrow that down a bit. Take off this hard edge. And then I'm going to just use my antique linen here. Make it colored instead of white. Okay. Now, just going to run a bead of Fabri-Tac across the top here. Now I've made it too dark, haven't I? Well, maybe if I flip the dark over, it will sort of highlight the color. So I'm just giving it a little crease every... Oh, that's going to be too short. Let's try it again. So I have something unusual to share with you. So, of course, I love Called Midwife. What's not to love? And I've seen it all, seen all of the seasons on PBS. Kind of my, Sunday go-to, Sunday night Masterpiece Theater go-to. But I started rewatching the series on BritBox, which I subscribe to. And the version that is aired in the UK is slightly different than the one that has been aired in the US. And of course, we watch it on US PBS stations here. The one we watch is in Buffalo. Yeah, I was really surprised. There's scenes that absolutely were not played in the US. And I think it's because it was just a little too risque for American audiences. Now I'm looking for a vintage button. And I was thinking I wanted green, but now that I see that yellow iris, I might want yellow. Oh gosh. You're awful nice. Oh, no. As soon as I put it there, it took the green away and made it gray. Isn't that interesting? I've already tried you, and you were too green. But you do sort of go here. Let me grab my yellow buttons, and we'll ponder about that briefly. Okay. And I'll just bring this up so you can see what it looks like. And this one. So I'm either going to use yellow or green. I'm feeling the yellow. All right. Oh, I want to stitch first. Let me pause and stitch. Okay, I just zigzagged across the top. Now I'm going to use Fabri-Tac to glue my button down. Should I go this way? No. No, I should not. I got a couple pieces of green. I think I'll use that one. Green embroidery floss. See how slick that was? I'm gonna stand up and show you how to thread a tapestry needle. So a tapestry needle has an eye that's long. So if you wrap your thread around the head of your needle and then swipe it up, it creases the thread and you can push it right through. I'm going to try that again because I think I might have been off camera. So the thread you want to use, wrap it around, pull it up, and then push it through. Isn't that nifty? So I think I just started season 3 again. And it's got all my favorite people, Chummy and Jenny Lee, Sister Evangeline. like the um, characters in the 10th season for that matter, but it was just such a good show. Is a good show. Okay. And when you're tying a double knot, so this is your right hand string, this is your left hand string. So you tie left over right. And now this is right, that's left, and then right over left. And that makes a good knot that doesn't untie. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I'm quite happy with that. All right. Whoops, let me just clear the decks here. I also want to switch out the color of thread in my machine, so I will pause while I do that. Okay, so what I want to do now is I have these duplicating receipts. So these are the kind you don't need carbon paper or anything. They're somehow chemically infused or something, so that when you see how it's like this, got this purpley color, so when you write on it, see I made a little fingernail mark there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take two of these duplicating receipts, put them back to back, and I'm not going to glue them together. I'm only going to stitch them together. Okay, so let me do that. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is that this is the back side, so I'm pressing down the poked paper that the sewing did. Now the top is perforated. I'm just going to take those off. Now you can see this is glaringly white, so let's get some antique linen going. I'm starting to wonder if I threw out the wrong one. Just a second. I do have a little one. Maybe it'll work better. There we go. There, we got it good and dirty now. Awesome. just realized what my problem was. I was using the wrong brush. This is my antique linen brush, and I'm using it on gathered twigs. So I was using my gathered twigs on my antique linen. Okay, so the reason I didn't glue it together is because like it has a different texture altogether. Although with 4 layers, it does seem to work like in terms of having enough substance, you know. Now I'm going to choose a ruffle. I just happen to have a ton of ruffle because I want something a little more vintage looking. I spent a lot of time hand sewing them. Kind of like that one, but it's too short. I also like that one. You're going to do nicely. We'll go a little higher so you can see the date. I just used glue stick because I'm going to sew this down. I'm just going to pull a few threads out at the end to make it look a little more distressed. And turn this over so I can pull the threads to both sides and then knot those. Okay, so there, I've made this journal card. Now I can continue to embellish this. I could put a button on it. I could hang a charm from it. But I can do that in a final stage. Now, what was the third thing I was going to do? Oh my gosh. I'm losing it. I can't. It was something I was thinking about as I got this stuff out. Hang on a sec. Well, I can't for the life of me remember what the other thing was. So I just went ahead and I got out my meatball box and I had some scraps of lace in there. So I just lifted this up and tucked some lace under with a little glue. And then there was also some buttons in there. So I stitched those on. Same thing here. And actually I added this little sticker that was on my package from Catherine this week. And a little short piece of lace was just fine. So I made 3 of those, and I made 3 of these tuck spots. So thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you thought this was interesting. Tomorrow will be Take Out the Trash Tuesday, so I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.